think that's what's special about that space. I think if we're to go into a gallery and there's white walls in the gallery and we have these pieces up and there's a portrait of Greta and then somebody scrawls all over it, I think that that feels different, or probably wouldn't be felt to be appropriate in that space. And I would probably feel different about it in that space too. But again, the value and what's new and special about a space like a free wall is that it is public and it's open for anyone to walk by and see. And it's also open for anyone to walk by and change. And I think there's something really important there that I've noticed in these social media times. We all get siloed into groups of people that agree with us. And when we have public spaces like this, it can be one way of forcing us out of our silo a little bit and forcing us to engage with the rest of the community that live around us, but we might not connect with intellectually online, or you might not have those conversations in public forums too. And so I think when we think about public spaces and these shared spaces like a free wall, in some ways you could look at that as the ultimate end goal, as providing a space for a public dialogue that's not just a one-way lecture, but is a conversation. And so I think actually the way that people had responded to it made the piece more than what it was originally. So again, I think if these public spaces are about an opportunity for a conversation in public, then when I just painted the portrait of Greta, it was maybe my half of the conversation. And by somebody going over it and reacting and responding to it, it provided another side to the conversation that sort of illustrated the issue more broadly. So what, just in case people aren't super familiar with the images or kind of what happened with the story, the first person that had gone and written over it had basically said, like, this is oil country, and the message was distinctly around that, hey, leave our industry alone. And the way it was written, I think, is important when you're thinking about the context too, especially in the world of visual art. So it was written not with the intent to look skillful or eloquent, or it wasn't something that was painted on there by somebody with a lot of skill or experience using spray paint as a medium. So I think that gave it almost what felt like a violence or an anger to it, just the way that the writing appeared over the face. And it was meant to be destructive as well. So there's like some other elements, like my signature was crossed out, and there was kind of some scribbling over other parts of the image. And so the way that the person had gone over it, I think, added another layer of meaning. And then after that, somebody else had gone over top of that too. And they had written some words in French. One of the bigger ones was basically a misogynist slur against Greta. And so that was their way of responding to that idea too. And so again, I think the fact that people responded, what they said when they responded, and then the look of their response, the visual aesthetic of that response, I think told more of the story than just my portrait of Greta had done. Yeah, and so that's why I think it did make the piece more whole, the way that people responded. I think it told more of the story about what Albertans are feeling right now. And again, the fact that many of us who showed up to that climate action rally on that day, there was a big show of force. And a lot of us in Edmonton really felt strongly that Greta was here with the message that we needed to hear. Yeah, it's a complicated and layered issue. And I think the way that the image was layered maybe ended up giving a nod to that.